So, hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Nameless Comics Podcast. So, we are back for the 15th episode of this series, and I was just looking back at some of our stories when we first posted this, and I can't believe it's already been 1 year. And I think they will reach even our 25th episode pretty fast like this. And we've had a very good run because I think we started first with just three of us, then we started talking with a lot of Indian comic book creators as well, and we started to talk with a lot more people on the ground making talent. And I think our next hit would be to talk with someone in the foreign talent pool as well. And hopefully that happens one day also.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it will happen. Once our podcast starts picking up, we get more traction, and it makes sense for people to kind of if promote a book which is forthcoming or something like that. So, and of course, I was talking to a couple of creators at Mumbai Comic Con. So I think we can reach out to them and hopefully get some really interesting stuff and guests.
So far in 2026, the content when it comes to cinemas and TV series has been great. We have got some amazing content this year. Like we started very strong with Daredevil Born Again season 2. And I don't know if you guys watched the Rookies, but I watched Rookies. So uska season 8 bhi aaya tha this year, which was very good. Then we had obviously The Boys season finale, Invincible season 4. And right now we have My Adventures with Superman season 3 is coming out, X-Men 97, SpiderNoir, and of course, in movies, there's the big ones like Spider-Man Brand New Day, Avengers Doomsday, Dune, and we'll get to those. But let's talk about whatever has come out so far, like a half yearly review. What content did you
Yeah.
guys enjoy the most so far?
For me, Uh, I loved Invincible. I mean, I did not see the first season when it had released. I caught up, I think, on it when the second season was almost over. So for me, that was like a great bonus because I got to see a lot of the show at one go. And then season three, season four, it's just kind of made it so amazing, and there's so much of hype around the books, the comic books, which actually is the original material, that nowadays you don't even get those single issues at all. They become super rare and a proper collector's items. Even if it's not like a big key issue or a big thing, it's still very difficult to get your hands on because they were printed in very limited quantity. So for me, this year's highlight so far would definitely be Invincible.
I kind of enjoyed the finale of The Boys, and right now I'm enjoying House of the Dragon season 3 as you. So that's going on. And what else? I recently loved, in terms of horror, also we're getting good content. Obsession, they did really well. They
Yeah.
came out of the blue and blew everyone away. And I also watched Lee Cronin's The Mummy. So
Hmm.
the movie already is a huge shoe to fill, and they have taken a different route, a different kind of approach, but somehow they managed to kind of present a good movie. So there is that. Yeah, pop culture where a lot of things are happening, and they're mostly good. Supergirl, although I have not seen it yet, reviews are mixed, mostly bad, and I'm not surprised.
उस पे we'll talk अभी in a few minutes. तो करेंगे अभी James Gunn के बारे में, his universe. But yeah, so far, if I have to say, I enjoyed Daredevil Born Again season 2 because it really went all ahead compared to season 1. Not that season 1 was bad, but it was much better than season 1. And the way it came to a standstill in the end, at how they both decide to leave New York was amazing. And of course, there's all rumors about how Kingpin is homeless in season 3, Elektra is coming back, or how Charlie Cox is there in Brand New Day. But again, those are all rumors, so we will see what happens in that. Besides that, I enjoyed Spider Noir a lot because I really had zero expectations when it came to that series. Like when I saw the trailer, I thought, okay, like it's just Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. How good is it going to be? Plus, Sony's track record is really not good when it comes to spin-off Spider series. And even though this is a Spider variant, besides the animated movies, they really have not given a very good hit. And of course, barring the main MCU movies. So I was really not expecting it to be good, and it really blew me away because the story was really good. Art episode, mein what they were trying to show this whole arc. Nicolas Cage, with whatever his personality is, whatever he's famous for, he used it. They made him use it in the right, perfect way. He's not the conventional SpiderNoir that we have read in the comics. Besides the fact that it is set in the 1930s and his costume looks like what it is in the comics, there is nothing else that is original or taken from the comics. This is totally reimagined, and it worked very well because all the characters were very well. Especially, I think Cat Hardy was one of the best characters because she is such a complex character. Because you don't get well written female characters who are not superheroes. I feel it's very rare that you get to see that in mainstream TV series and in especially superhero genre. Mein. So that was really well written, and now they're saying they want to do a season two too. And of course, Nicolas Cage is a very good, phenomenal actor. So I would be very happy to see him in another season of Spider Noir.
That seems interesting. SpiderNoir was definitely even like I didn't have any expectations, and it turned out to be quite decent. So yeah, like Dr. Manish, you spoke about the Mummy, and there was a movie called Frankenstein, which I think had released last year, but I saw it I think in the beginning of this year, and from a visual point of view, it was one of the best visual movie that I have seen this year. So I would also like to mention Frankenstein.
Poetic, the way they
Yeah,
presented everything.
absolutely. There's a Hindi show which I saw recently called Made in India, the Titan story. Brilliant acting and based on real events and how Titan was made by the Tata Group and what kind of difficulties did they go through. So if you are interested in that, very highly recommended. Just 6 episodes. Um and the magic of how a brand is created, the kind of passion that it requires, the kind of stumbling blocks which are there, even for a big company like Tata. So how do they overcome it, and how do they overcome all of those different problems that they face? From a branding marketing point of view, it's great, but from a story point of view, it's even better. So very highly recommended.
I would also say, if you're both not seeing this year, I would say two movies that I did not again expect to be good because I had zero expectations for both of this, but I enjoyed them a lot. One is a little well known. That's Project Hail Mary. Uh,
Yeah.
Uh,
I have some reservations with it, even though I enjoyed it because I have read the book. And if you're a person who's read the book, you know that it's not going to match the source material that much. So there's always going to be nitpicks. But so I'm a little let down in that aspect, especially even if you have not read the book, but you have seen The Martian, which was also based by the same author who wrote The Martian, Andy Weir. He wrote The Martian as well. And Martian was really good. I loved Martian a lot. So I felt compared to that also, Project Hail Mary is not that good. But because it focuses on that friendship angle, you won't feel the miss anywhere. You will enjoy it as is. It's not a bad movie, and visually it's an amazing movie to just watch it. But besides that, I watched this movie in the beginning of the year called Crime 101, which I think a lot of people have missed out on. And that's also based on a novel again. But it's a very nice movie because it's not your conventional commercial film of a cop versus criminal. It's a very different take on the cop versus criminal because the criminal himself in this is very conflicted with a lot of emotions, and the cop himself is also wanting to catch him, but he doesn't have any personal vendetta towards this person. So there's also a few other characters. It's just revolving around four main characters, and it's very simplistic. It's not like your typical commercial movie, like I said. So I would definitely recommend you check these two.
I did watch Project Hail Mary and kind of agree. I loved it. It was not bad or anything. Yeah, I do personally find it was a little overhyped, maybe. We have seen similar tropes and better execution, but then again, uh, the star cast was amazing. The chemistry between that alien and our protagonist was pretty good as well. Some sci-fi theories were being thrown around. So overall, it's a very good one-time watch, I must say.
I
I saw
think
it in IMAX, and it was for
Uh,
me like a great experience. The story, yes, we've seen it. It's like a common trope, but the moments which they kept there and how it was executed. I think that's why a lot of younger audiences would have liked it because they possibly would not have seen a similar story. So for them, it would have been like a win-win.
This is their E.T. movie, the one that we grew
Yeah,
up seeing.
Yes, yes. True.
The emotional chords were hit very well, which is what carried this movie, even though it's not 100% same as the source material.
yeah, and it's easier when your alien has a face or limbs and stuff, and then it's showing the expressions. But when you have a rock or an alien and you're still trying to capture emotions, it gets really difficult. But somehow they managed to do it.
We had one of the new movies coming out this year, which I was actually looking forward to, hoping it would turn out to be well, but then turned out to be pretty disappointing for me at least, which is called James Gunn's Supergirl. And yeah, before I start thrashing it any more than I did in my Instagram review, what did you think about it?
What I thought was the biggest criticism was overall the vibe, and the second was the box office collection. It was terrible. But what I found out was that it's not just me. There were a bunch of my friends in different parts all around India uh, where the movie is not even hitting the screens. So if it's not getting enough screens to begin with, the box office collections are supposed to suffer. I wanted to watch it, I could not. Now I'm waiting for the OTT because I'm not gonna watch this kind of movies in all print quality downloaded from XYZ sites. So I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
OTT release, the official release, and then I'll be able to make a comment on why I felt it was bad. Because I am pretty sure, because those of my friends who have watched it, who have a similar taste to that of mine, they have not been very satisfied with the overall outcome.
So I have not seen the movie. Uh, I saw the trailer of Supergirl. It's from the graphic novel Woman of Tomorrow. And I thought that the art in that comic was brilliant, very beautiful, amazing. Like I loved it. The story starts off very well and then suddenly digresses. And for like a middle part of that whole story, for me, I just never could connect. I thought that, why are you not going after the bad guy? What's happening? There's some other adventures and other planets, and it just kind of moves away from the main plot. A lot of people enjoyed it because it gives them a large scale feeling, but for me that was a miss. So I was anyways in two minds. However, when I saw the trailer, I thought that it's not that great. I thought I'll wait for the reviews to come and then see it, and the reviews were not flattering at all. They said that the lead actress did a good job from an acting point of view. Lobo was amazing, but he was there for a very short time, and the rest of the script and how the movie was visualized, a lot of those CGs were below par. So making the whole movie going experience from a whole, DC Universe movie, it wasn't up to the mark. It wasn't even as good as Superman. So, like in Superman, for all of us here was about, I would say, mid or a little bit better than mid. But if it's below mid, then I was like, hey, I don't want to watch the movie. Maybe if I'm in the mood and when it comes on OTT, I'll watch it.
And like you just said, that is exactly what I thought. Because when I saw Superman, I was already disappointed. But at least the thing with Superman was it was very grounded in its story. It's all set around one simple plot, and it was at the very least it was engaging. Now, I didn't personally like a lot of things, but I didn't feel bored anywhere in it because the story was moving in a continuous pace, and you're always like, okay, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? It felt like I was reading a comic book, and that was one of the best positive reviews I had for that film. This film was not like that at all. And as colorful as Superman one was, this movie was exactly the opposite. It was so dull. It felt like they did shooting on the sets of KGF for this for some reason. And and the biggest other disappointment was like the props. Everything feels like it was done on either KGF set or Guardians of the Galaxy set. All these aliens, all the props, they're looking exactly like that. Like it's like DC or Marvel ka yahi collab hai. The crossover of DC and Marvel. This is where it happened. And Lobo was his performance is great. Again, like you said, everyone's performance is really good. James Gunn's casting was very well done. Performance is well done, but story engagement is not good at all, which is what carries the film ultimately, and that was not there in this at all. And again, for a Kryptonian, you have to show them to be powerful. They're supposed to be strong. How long are you going to always give them that pretext that they're weak under this condition? Someone uses kryptonite. Apparently, someone in the universe always has kryptonite for a planet that was destroyed years ago.
Just in case.
This, this is this is
It's like a first aid kit होता है ना, उसमें सब usual normal चीजें होती है, वैसे they have a kryptonite also.
this is like the equivalent of Batman fans saying Batman if he had prep time. There's always one plot armor for Batman. There's always one plot armor for Superman getting beaten up. Someone has kryptonite. Somehow, somewhere, someone has kryptonite. The rarest mineral on the earth. And if I'm not wrong, 10,000 different variations. Some red kryptonite, black kryptonite, green, pink kryptonite, and
Yeah.
God knows what more. I have this friend here. We talk a lot about comic book industries now, and DC is killing it when it comes to comic book materials with their whole
That's
absolute
true.
line. Going content wise, yes, comic book industry, they are killing it. But in the movies, he's trying to really, support the Gunverse, saying, James Gunn is doing very much comic book accurate movies. I'm like, no, it's not. I have not read that much of DC comics, and I know this doesn't feel like this is horrible. Just because he's got good casting and good vibes doesn't mean that the movie is
I
good.
think
The movie is horrible.
I think
I
what your
think
friend was trying to say is it looks more comical. Maybe comic book accurate is not the correct word. Yeah, if someone watches James Gun's movie, it looks very colorful, and we are seeing some comic book pages. It's not very gritty, not very noirish. But yeah, it's not comic book accurate either. It's just comic bookish.
There are so
hmm,
many people who are defending David Constant's Superman to be accurate in the comics because he saves a squirrel in between a fight. Now, I'm not saying Superman would not do that in a comic book. I'm sure he does. That is why they've tried to recreate that over there. But I think the problem that most superhero movie watchers are having is that is not a priority when you're having a big action fight. You could have shown that somewhere in a montage where he is fighting someone, but he's also trying to save a squirrel. But when you're trying to show it in a main story, where there is a main action sequence going on, that is distracting because it feels like he's prioritizing on the wrong thing. I can understand what James Gunn was trying to show, but as a viewer, that is
hmm.
not what you're going to get in the first place. And
Yeah, yeah.
Zack Snyder में लाख गुना होगा, but he knew how to present his heroes very well, which unfortunately James Gunn is not able to show at all.
वो
And
बैड था, द जैक स्नाइडर वाला जो सुपरमैन था वो बैड था, स्पेशली लाइक व्हेन ही न्यू दैट ही हैड टू टेक the hard call, he takes the hard call. This Superman is the 1960s वाला Superman जो soft है, sweet है. He's not the Superman of today's time. He's possibly थोड़ा सा पुराना वाला Superman है, which I think was the original Superman. Maybe today's world needs a Superman or needs a story which is about a really strong good guy, because you know what's happening all around us. But from a movie point of view, and especially for people who have consumed so much of pop culture, Superman, Batman, we would prefer thoda badass Superman,
yeah,
because this world needs a badass Superman.
When Zack Snyder was in motion, there was peak cinematography. The superhero genre was being uplifted for a larger audience, being the adult. But the problem was it was getting a bit dull, gritty, and a bit too grounded, maybe, for lack of better words. And on the other hand, what James Gunn is doing, it's a bit childish and juvenile when presented. So there has to be a sweet spot just in between Zack Snyder and James Gunn. And if and when DC nails it, they will see the glorious days of movie making.
there was this criticism that my friend, who's a hardcore DC fan, he had. He said that what Zack Snyder tried to do with DC and trying to adapt the Injustice storyline, it's not ideal for a cinematic universe. Because imagine what if Marvel Studios decided to recreate a new Spider-Man universe, but with Zeb Wells run as Spider-Man, and that gave me perspective. Like, कि हाँ, I would never genuinely wish that to happen because that is the worst era of Spider-Man comics. So I can understand why they would not want that for their mainline heroes. Like maybe it would have worked for a web series, perhaps, to show in a variant universe, Elseworld universe, if there was an Injustice Superman. But even that being the case, the Zack Snyder's best selling point was it was very convincing, his storytelling, the struggles and morals of what is story. Like he said, a Batman who kills is not a Batman. And I agree, yeah. But his point of storytelling was this is a Batman who lost hope and faith in Gotham. And it was only after fighting with Superman and till the very end, he started to realize what was. Of course, they didn't execute that change very well in Batman versus Superman. Why did you say that mother's name and all that stuff? Of course, that feels very corny now when I look at it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I get that they were trying to show a Batman who had lost hope, ultimately got hope by interacting with Superman, which does feel like a very DC thing. But again, just there was a very sloppy execution in that regard.
Also, the
Batfleck,
question to ask is Injustice that bad a series, or is it quite decent or above average, especially when you compare it to Zeb Wells' Spider-Man? I think Injustice is still better. It's still entertaining.
Yeah,
There's still some new things that you get to see. Zeb Wells somehow I think has lost the plot for Spider-Man.
damaged it to a level that it's become almost irreparable. That I have stopped reading ASMs. I don't know what has been happening in ASM after issue 800. I have stopped reading it after that.
it's that bad, huh?
I don't blame you.
Don't. Dr. Ramesh, I'm telling you, even if you get the omnibus for his run in free, don't take it. I'm telling you, it's that horrible. Before we move on to our current comic book hauls, which we talk about, we'll just do a quick recap of the upcoming movies and series that we are getting in the second half of the year. Now, of course, the biggest one is Spider-Man Brand New Day that's coming out at the end of this month, for which I am most excited for, obviously. But before that, we have Odyssey that's coming out this week. By the time this video comes out, Odyssey would have already released for sure. But how excited are you guys for Odyssey?
Not really. Matlab, the names are big, but the trailer has split the viewership into two distinct categories. Some who are big Nolan fans, they are waiting for it. The others are not very happy with the casting and the portrayals.
Mm.
So,
See, I am walking into it
yeah.
blindly. I am not very thorough with the plot of the Odyssey, so it won't really matter to me. But from what I have gathered from all the posts and from all the content that I'm consuming on the internet, what I find is people are not very hyped up about it for various reasons. As I said, the casting and some choices that the director has made, the filmmakers has taken.
So, I'll be very honest. When I saw the trailer, it didn't kind of uh, excite me a lot. A period historical movie, but of course, Christopher Nolan. So, yeah. Um, but I have a very, very different take about the casting, which the movie has been receiving a lot of flack for. And I feel, and most of the flack that the audience or the fans, they all white people. White people have very short memory. They are saying that why is a black woman being cast as Helen of Troy? She's supposed to be the most beautiful white woman. So that's wrong. I'm like, okay, fair. It's a written. The description about her was written. She was a white lady. Fair enough. But in today's times, even if that change has been made, will it take away the acting experience, or will it genuinely take away, unless in your mind somewhere deep down you're saying that black is not beautiful? Like, Hollywood has been doing this to blacks, to browns for decades. They have been really lampooning on people of different skins. If suppose Sinbad or Aladdin, who is not a white character, but if you see their movies, they will always have a white guy being cast in that lead role. But in that same movie, the villain will be a guy who's either a Mexican or you know a dark skinned person. So that's how uh, Hollywood has been treating non-whites. They've been doing it for decades, and nobody says anything about it. Like, there was a movie by Peter Sellers called The Party. I think it was in the 1960s. Very fun movie. The lead was supposed to be an Indian person. They did not cast an Indian in that movie. He casted himself and he painted himself black to showcase, and he spoke in a very lousy accent. The movie was a big hit in Hollywood. Nobody talks about that.
Mm.
Nobody speaks about it at all. That I think is pure racism, which Hollywood has been condoning. And here, when you change a character's skin color, people start getting angry and say we should not watch the movie because of that. If you don't watch a movie because you don't want to watch, that's fair. But just because of a skin color thing, and they've been showing off still of her, where she's very angry, so she obviously doesn't look that pretty. But the actress which has been cast in the role is actually extremely beautiful. Like if you've seen her other movies, right? We know that. But I mean, I just find that very uh, biased. So I
Mhm.
would be going to watch the movie if time permits. I will be going and watching it, and I try to watch it thoda sa unbiased. Okay, let's see what the classic has in store.
Mm.
What was
Yeah.
ironical and very incidental is you were talking about dark and current चला गया हमारा ये.
I know, I saw that.
Ultimate what you said, I want to say
एग्जैक्टली जैसे मैंने वो वर्ड बोला टक करके ब्लैकआउट.
ये कैसा काला जादू है क्या इसमें भी racism? So what I think is why people are not very happy is because they have already this pre foundational idea that she is supposed to be white and now she is
Yeah,
black is the issue. It's not
yeah.
about how pretty or unpretty she is. What will happen is it's not the mentality issues. I think it's just the way they have pictured her and the way now she is being portrayed are two very different.
But
Uh,
the same argument holds true for Sinbad, for Aladdin, for so many other movies where they've been written as a dark-skinned or a Asian person, but the white actors are the ones who are portraying it. So we have been going through with it without complaining for decades. I feel that, and I'm not saying that that's not. I mean that's right. Like I also was not happy when Snape, which I have read in Harry Potter, was showcased in the new show as a black person. I was like, I have never imagined him like that. So why are you changing something which is written? I get that completely. But I see a lot of
अगर
comments which are bordering on racism without trying to say it in as many words, and that's what I have an issue with. And I feel that हमने भी ये बर्दाश्त किया है जो कैरेक्टर्स लिखे हुए थे विच आपने चेंज किया सो अभी उसको वी शुड नॉट मेक द मेन मुद्दा एंड disparage the
mm,
movie before the movie has come is what I feel. But I understand what you're saying.
the people on internet, na, they're very ruthless with their words. They will not be mincing on them. Or what
Yeah,
I also personally believe is it's not just because the white is now turned into black. It's also if we turn a pre-established black character and whitewash it, there will be some problems from the audience. For example, अगर अभी अचानक we replace Black Panther with the actor who died, Chadwick Boseman, and put a
mm,
white-skinned man as the Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman को हटा ही देते हैं. तो वहां पर भी there would have been some significant backlash as well. It's not like
100%.
कि हाँ भाई काला काला को हटा के गोरा बिठा दिया तो लोग वाह वाह करने लगेंगे. तो वैसा ही कुछ सिमिलर इसके साथ भी हो रहा है इज व्हाट आई बिलीव बट देन अगेन आई एम विद प्रणय भाई दिस एस्पेक्ट कि मुझे ओडिसी के बारे में आई हैव जीरो नॉलेज. So I am going in there blank. If I would enjoy the movie, good for me. If not, I'll be very vocal about it as well. I don't have any predisposed notion that I'm going to beat by watching this movie. So वो एक
Odyssey
plus point है.
is supposed to be like, I think, one of the top best-selling books of all times. I think when I started reading, non thoda fiction, and I would see a list of top 10 books, Odyssey would always be in that top five, may always. Like the Homer's Odyssey is considered to be
mm.
like right up there. I never was able to finish the book. मेरे को जब काफी बोरिंग लगा जब मैंने शुरू किया था तभी. But then I was very young, so I would not hold that. I was not maybe in the right. How do you say? Uh,
Headspace.
हाँ,
Me too. I have not read the book yet, so I will be going in completely blank because I have zero idea who these characters are in the story, what their significance is, what their relations or motivations are. So I will be exposed to this for the very first time. And yeah, I agree with you. I've been reading these comments that's been going on as to the casting choices and all that. And there are so many layers, on this. One is the industry racism that is there. Second is there is that category will say just view it as a story and view it for the performance. Then there is that layer where it goes on about people's sentiment because for example, now we had Adipurush a few years back, and we were criticizing so much the makers for the presentation of Prabhas as Sriram. And yes, for us, Sriram is a god figure. So yes, we are. It is more closer to heart for us. So if anything were to not be presented properly, we will have a lot of criticism that will be thrown at the makers for it. So I can understand that as well. And then there is like what you said, the people who have been undergoing the same process, but on the other side, and now they're getting their turn for the first time. So there are too many layers that's all loaded into this when you're trying to make a very big film like this. And obviously, there are those who will criticize saying some actors are not young for this role. They're supposed to be this age, but this is the world we live in now. You can't transform some actor to become younger. Nor can you suddenly say that just because this actor has to be younger, I will not look at someone who is talented enough to play this role, but I will only look at someone who is fit for the right age. You have to use what you have in the industry. So I would just say we have to put all these other notions aside, watch this film for what it is, and judge it basically for just solely for that movie. Like that 2.5 to 3 hours, what you're sitting there. Did you
Three
enjoy? Was
plus.
it worth it? Three plus. So
This is going to be
yeah,
three plus. Typical
three
Christopher
plus. So
Nolan.
Christopher Nolan movie. So I have no doubt that it will be good. So I that is my only emotion that I'll be going in that it's a Christopher Nolan movie, but it will be good. But again, I have zero idea about the story, so I'll be walking in fresh when I see it. So I hope it really is good and that now that it is coming out. Then we have Brand New Day. Shayad after we see Brand New Day, maybe we'll do a different discussion about the movie then because we'll have a lot more points we can discuss then. Because already with the promotional material now, things are going very high. And Mumbai, they came to promote Odyssey, but they ended up promoting Brand New Day. Christopher Nolan became a director in his own film.
True, true, true. Actually, a lot of fans who came and who were like, waiting for Tom Holland, they were dressed up like Spider-Man. So, like my
Yeah.
first reaction was that कि कौन सा movie promote हो रहा है इधर? So
क्या
yeah,
लगता है कि
yeah.
ये स्पाइडर हल्क will be green or gray because we are getting both the shades in all the promo material.
I
Many
think they will pivot to Grey because they're trying to make it as comic accurate as possible. And Destin is a big Hulk fan, so he respects the character and the source material for the character because they want to reinvent things a little way. So they could do, but again, this is Marvel. What they show in the trailer not necessarily will always come on the big screen. So we will find out when we sit and watch it over there.
That fight scene seemed quite interesting in the trailer where the Hulk is attacking Spidey. So that
Yeah.
has happened in a few of the books. The whole thing of, Hulk is huge, Hulk is strong, Spidey is fast, but, will he be able to kind of overcome Hulk? That's
But
always a
the
catch.
question.
So exciting stuff.
I heard of a new TV spot where Spidey is wearing one of Shocker's gloves and he's punching
Yeah,
Hulk, and Hulk is also landing a punch. It's
yeah,
like Iron Buster versus Hulk face all over again.
yeah. Exactly. But we still don't know who the main villain is because a lot of people are saying it's not Sadie Singh's character, that there is some other villain which they have not even revealed. So that's really good. You don't even know who is orchestrating whatever is going on in this movie. So that is really interesting. And I think Daredevil will be there. There is a prison scene. We saw the end of Daredevil Born Again. Punisher is there, and even the Hand is there. If they don't
The
put
hand is
Charlie Cox there, it is such a huge missed opportunity to see Spider-Man and Daredevil fight.
If I were to bet, then I would say Mysterio could be one of the key villains which they've not revealed. He's a guy who possibly can change the present, or he can change your reality. So, and this is a very different reality. So it just kind of, when I saw the trailer for the first time in my head, somewhere I thought that, Mysterio ho sakta hai, but let's see.
I think it might be Tombstone because they're teasing Tombstone a lot
Yeah,
and they want to make it very street level. And Tombstone is a street level character
yeah.
who is actually someone who can give very good competition to Kingpin in the comic books also. They've had a lot of gang wars in the comic books. So I think MCU will bring him very fast, and I really hope he's there in Daredevil Born Again season 3 as well, because street crime ke liye you can't always rely on Kingpin as the main plot villain every single time. So I hope they bring him in and they utilize him a lot more now. And now they're even saying in Daredevil Born Again season 3, Moon Knight might come back. So I really
Yeah.
hope that. Moon Knight season 1 was so good. It was really good. I don't know
Yeah,
why they
still
stopped
not
after
seen
that.
it.
It's really good. I tell you, it's one of the few really good series that they have made after Endgame. It's really good.
A lot of other
Mm.
good
And
stuff which is coming, by the way. Like we spoke about Harry Potter, which will come in Christmas. So there is of course Doomsday.
Batman Nightfall, the animated series, finally coming.
Yes. Yeah.
That I
So
want to read. So I'm very happy to have Batman 497 now. I know the value will go increase like crazy now that the series is coming out.
I think some good anime is also going to come. I don't know whether you are watching this Jobless Reincarnation. That's a really amazing isekai anime. This is, I think, season 3, which is currently going on. So if you like fantasy, action, good animation, then I would recommend watching Jobless Reincarnation right from the beginning. The third season is
Mm.
currently going on. So good stuff.
With anime, I saw this series called I Made Friends with the Second Prettiest Girl in the Class.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. That rom-com is so refreshing because it is very mature. It is not your average, very silly. I mean, there are those silly, over-the-top ones because it is a high school drama at the end of the day. So you're going to have those moments, but it does not rub it in your face to the point you feel that you're getting too bored anywhere. So I like that
Yeah.
a lot.
I saw that too. I mean, it was good. And because you mentioned this, there is another rom-com anime which I think it released along with that prettiest, second prettiest girl. It's called Ramparts of the Ice. It's there on Netflix. Again, school kids and what they are going through. It's a love polygon kind of a thing, but it's been done with such beautiful and maturity. Like, you will love that show because since you like that one, I think Rampart of the Ice is going to be for you even a better experience because the feelings that kids or teenagers go through when they are there and how it becomes difficult to kind of express things. A lot of times they carry the baggage of their earlier years when they would have made mistakes. A lot of those things are there, and then uh, all the four main characters are you like all four of them, and that's very rare.
I think the other one that I liked was this the Barbarian King
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. The
like
princess.
yeah. In between, little bit I lost interest because it was getting a little too stereotypical with the way they take these rom-coms. But overall, sahi tha. One time watch के लिए सही है. You can sit and watch it. It is
Yeah.
fine. The Angel Next Door was actually pretty disappointing. It was not good as good as season 1 at all. I thought it started strong, but then it just became too much of them becoming too lovey-dovey the whole time throughout the episodes to the point that I was like, there's nothing besides this. So I didn't enjoy season 2 at all that much.
did any one of you watch the Sheep Detectives?
No, no, that's a movie that I have to watch. I saw the trailer, very interesting, very different. It reminded me of that
Yeah,
earlier movie called Babe. I don't know if you guys have seen that. The talking pig wala.
Talking Sheep. It is fun. It's fun one-time watch. Bit silly sometimes, but yeah, हर वक्त सीरियस एकदम हाइपर रियलिस्टिक चीजें देख देख कर ना पकने के बाद ऐसा एक ब्रेक चाहिए होता है. This is a
Hmm.
decent one-time watch movie.
Yeah.
There is a lot of emotions going on, so it's
Hmm.
good. There is very light detective case also happening in the background, and there are a lot of characters that are interacting, and then there are this apparently foolish but actually intelligent flock of ships.
There is also DC's Lantern, I think, which is going to come, Lanterns,
Yeah.
next month or something. And then we have got Vision Quest, which is based off WandaVision. That is also lined
It's
up in October, I think. So, like
Yeah.
from a superhero DC Marvel stables, these two are something which would be there. There's also Reacher, one more season is going to be there. So exciting stuff.
And there is also going to be नीगली के ऊपर एक अलग से निकल रहा है ना, मतलब रीचर का ही एक इम्पोर्टेंट कैरेक्टर है ना, सीजन 2 में we came across नीगली. So
Yeah,
she is also going to have her own spin-off kind of
Mm.
series.
We also have Clayface coming later this year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Clayface is also there. And of course,
Yeah,
the magnum opus Doomsday is coming, for which we now got the first concept art. Did you guys see the concept art that has come out?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Not,
what did you guys think of the concept art?
I honestly did not like it. I thought it was very bland. I mean, it shows all the various factions, but somehow it was too dark. It didn't have that larger than life feel, which I was expecting,
Mm.
but this is just the concept art, so not being
Yeah,
too harsh about it. Yeah.
everyone is talking about how Chris Evans has given us the easiest cosplay ever now with Doomsday. Wear a black shirt, hold a hammer. No, this is the easiest cosplay, minimum budget. You don't have to buy anything. You just need to have
Yeah.
long hair on the beard.
They also had other
this,
characters, na? Like they have Sam flying in, then they've got
there is Loki
Shang-Chi.
in the dead center in a very minuscule size. There is Loki as well if you zoom in hard enough.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, I saw that there was Loki there as well. So I guess we'll find out now that SDCC is happening, San Diego Comic Con is happening in July, and they are saying that on that day they will release the trailer. So ट्रेलर देख के पता चल ही जाएगा कि कैसे है फिल्म. So let
Yeah,
us see.
fingers
And
crossed.
San Diego Comic Con is one more thing I wanted to mention. Right after Hall H, the second biggest hall in San Diego Comic Con has been booked for Namit Malhotra's Ramayana over there. Where they're also
Oh,
going to release the trailer. So thoda shifting to the next big Indian movies that at least the one. Well, there are three Indian movies that I'm excited for. One is obviously the Ramayana. Second one is Toxic, and the third one is Jailer 2. And what of including these three movies and any other Indian movies, what are you excited for and that's going to come in the next few months?
I know Toxic is going to be huge because of Yash, but other than that, I don't know whether there is a
It's not
big movie lined up.
it doesn't really feel like something that me or Pranay bhai will be dying to watch. बहुत छपरी टाइप का वाइब आ रहा है उसमें. Apparently वो टीजर ट्रेलर वगैरह देखे, they're just trying to push that misogynistic एक एकदम extreme ragged एक masculine manhood दिखाने का एक desperate attempt टाइप का लग रहा है.
I think it's become very easy to show somebody who's that ultra macho male like Kabir Singh or Animal and then
Animal.
like extrapolate it into this. ये मुझे लगता है ज्यादा एक्शन होगा like how people are expecting it to be. ये शायद उतना वो ना भी हो at least, but from the first trailer में he is kind of playing with women. So yeah, let's देखते हैं, let's see. I mean like once I think movie comes out and we'll see get to understand कि कैसा है. Is it just action or is it like playing up on the whole misogyny or the whole macho thing? देखते हैं.
It will work as long as the storytelling is good. The plot makes things believable कि हाँ भाई ये protagonist ऐसा कर रहा है. It's reasonable for what he has suffered or gone through to turn out like this. अगर वैसा कर पाए तो ठीक है, fine. Otherwise वही खींचा चला जा रहा है कबीर सिंह एनिमल एंड टॉक्सिक.
I think Ramayana will be the biggest highlight of this year. At least production value may they have gone that high. So I really hope storytelling maybe they executed that way because I saw the first glimpse and I I have my reservations. I don't want to hate it, but I don't want to fully support it because it looks like heavy green screen and it looks too clear and clean to be. I know that wanting to show it as a very pristine movie, but I think they just went too overboard with showing it to be pristine. So I really hope the storytelling navigation is a lot better.
Let's hope so. Yeah, I mean like they're spending so much of money and for such a huge project. Let's hope that the storytelling and how they create it is something which makes people like sit up and take notice and want to go again with their whole families. Because that's one thing which I've realized, when I've been going to watch movies, I see a lot of youngsters there, but very rarely like you see entire families coming and watching a movie. So there was this one movie which I saw last month called मैं वापस आऊंगा, starring Nasruddin Shah and Diljit Dosanjh. Brilliant movie, and that
Hmm.
was a movie where there were a lot of families which were going and sitting and watching the movie. Very serious, very. It's a movie about love, loss,
Is that
based around partition times.
is that the
The
Imtiaz Ali film?
Imtiaz Ali
Yes,
Because
film.
yes,
Bollywood
that's
is
the
not
Imtiaz
good.
Ali film. And a
Yeah.
beautiful film, like brilliant acting, marvelous story. The only issue which I had was that it has a few too many songs, which kind of like distracts the movie or slows the speed of the movie and the movie watching experience. I felt like forwarding, but अरे कुछ कर नहीं सकता. But otherwise, it's a brilliant movie, amazing movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it soon. Some dear friends of mine have been recommending it to me for quite some time now. So
The books that we are reading or we've got in June or beginning of July. What's exciting, guys? What have you guys got?
I got this Batman One Bad Day box set from Amazon. It came in tattered. I placed a replacement. The replacement is also damaged, but still it's not tattered. So Amazon is
Oh,
very pathetic when it comes to packing these omnibus or big chunky books. They do not care. They do not give. Uh, you know, I can't use the word.
it's a fact. अभी recently I got a book delivered. Single issue था. उस सिर्फ brown paper pack था. And the guy who's delivering it, you know what he's doing? Like he rung the bell and there's a grill door, which has got grill. He's trying to fit the book into the grill and he wants to walk away. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? मेरे को दे दे हाथ में दे दे. Just wait for 5 seconds till I open the door. No need to like put
They,
this into like whole Tetris thing, man. हम jigsaw नहीं बना रहे हैं. But it's that bad. I mean, it's a book. Why would you fold it? So,
they think
and
it's like
every package is like that. Even in monsoon, they don't care. They don't want to bubble wrap. They don't want to give it in a plastic sleeve so that the books are protected. No, they just wrap it. That's something which they need to
in
100% change.
that regard, I have to say Worthings at the very least they package their comic books and sent it pretty well. As much as possible, they try to bubble wrap, really put it in the cardboard and package it really well so that as much as possible they try to prevent because I think even they know that delivery in India for books is very horrible. So I think
Yeah,
at least Comics does a very good job when it comes to packaging and delivering their comic books so that they try and avoid as much as possible with the damages.
Amazon does not try. That's the issue. They have accepted that they will remain this pathetic for the rest of their existential time being. आज बहुत मजे का चीज हुआ कि Amazon से ये कॉमिक्स आया तो I had ordered अराना स्पाइडर गर्ल टाइप का कुछ था by Fiona Avery. So I ordered the book and this is the comic I got.
What the hell?
So this
English
is
book.
English for ICSC class 10. So
I
I
mean,
guess my
this is
English is
like,
bad.
क्या याद
I've
दिला
I have heard people say the same thing that they will replace a damaged book, but the damage is happening because you are not delivering it correctly. I mean, you can save so much of money if you just add a couple of layers of cardboard and put it in a sleeve, which doesn't get wet, or even if it gets wet, it doesn't damage the inside of a book. थोड़ा सा पैसा या थोड़ा सा common sense use करेंगे तो it will save them so much of money because I'm sure like people will keep on returning. It's a cost to the company. But I guess for a mammoth like Amazon, maybe they don't care.
जिसका नुकसान होता पता है सेलर का ही Amazon का कुछ नुकसान नहीं होता इसमें
True, true.
तो ये उसमें जब वापस जा रहे दैट इज व्हाई Amazon does not care वरना Amazon जब they are hiring the people who are doing the job they can add a 5 minutes extra session this is how you need to be packing and handling the books they do not do it because they do not care और आज देखो
Yeah.
ये क्या आ रहा है ऑर्डर मतलब भाई रिमोटली कुछ सिमिलर भी भेज देता ना मतलब बनता है ऑर्डरिंग अ गॉड डैम कॉमिक बुक आईसीएससी क्लास टेन का इंग्लिश दूर दूर तक इससे कोई संपर्क नहीं है ये आके बैठा है अब दिमाग का दही हो गया सो एक्साइटेड कि हाँ भाई एक ही कॉपी बचा था अमेजन पर बुक्स अगेन पर इट वाज नॉट इवन अवेलेबल एंड द आर्ट वाज रियली गुड एंड नाउ आई एम लेफ्ट विथ करो क्लास 10 का आईसीएससी का प्रिपरेशन इंग्लिश का आफ्टर बीइंग अ डॉक्टर
Thank you, Amazon.
ग्रेट
took the back to school day offer very literally.
So I have had a great last 15, 20 days where I got some phenomenal books There are three trade paperbacks which I got during the recent Amazon sale, and वो आज ही deliver हुए सुबह को. And as I said before, they did not come in proper packaging. Thankfully, बारिश नहीं था, so the books were in not damaged at all. They were just in like a brown envelope में डाल दिया था. That's it. So, but those three books, uh, I got them for a very good price. The first one is Vampirella. This is
Hmm.
master series, basically like in 90s में ना the best of the best who were writing Vampirella short stories. So all of that is contained here, and some of my favorites like Bruce Timm, he has done the artwork, and just for that I have got this. I usually don't pick up Vampirella, but because of Bruce Timm, and of course there is Alan Moore, Jeff Loeb, there is Kurt Busiek. They've been writing about it, and the artwork inside is some of it is in black and white, some of it is in color, but the main thing for me is the Bruce Timm artwork. So
Hmm.
I got mainly for that. Then there is Day Tripper, which I got. This is a book which I had read a long time ago, and that also like online पढ़ा था मैंने, and it has been on my radar for a long time. So
अवार्ड्स वगैरह मिला था ना?
yeah, lots of awards. But because मैंने पढ़ लिया था, तो I had kept it on the back कि बाद में देखूंगा देखूंगा. But ये अच्छा ऑफर मिला on Amazon, so I like picked it up. And then there's some gory, violent stuff from Avatar comics called Crossed. So I have been a fan of that. I've read some of their single issues from Birthing. And there was this Crossed 3D which was available on Amazon, or कहीं available नहीं था ये. And it also comes with its own 3D glass, which you can use
Hmm.
to read the book. तो ये हार्ड कवर है basically. And I got it because like crossed है मिलता नहीं है, तो might as well like get my hands on it. Then I got Batman Dark Patterns. ये थोड़ा सा एक हफ्ता पहले मिला था. This is the recent, I think 2026 में ये publish हुआ था. Then it went out of print for a couple of months. It's come back. So I mean, if you guys want those Batman year one kind of where Batman is नया नया starting out and proper street crime कैसे solve कर रहा है, ये वही है. इसमें there are 12 issues and there is a connecting factor which is amazing to see. जो लास्ट के दो तीन बुक्स है उसमें वो कनेक्शन आता है. सो वेरी वेरी हाईली रिकमेंडेड.
इनसाइड आर्टवर्क,
श्योर.
डार्क पैटर्न्स में.
इट्स डन बाय हेडन शर्मन, जो एब्सोल्यूट वंडर वुमन जिसने किया है. सो ही हैज
ओके
डन द
ओके.
आर्ट वर्क ऑफ इट, एंड इट्स अमेजिंग. प्रॉपर ऐसा केस, मर्डर मिस्ट्री काइंड ऑफ केस, वेयर ही इज नॉट इवन वेयरिंग लाइक बुलेट प्रूफ. उसका अब तक वो कॉस्ट्यूम उसका पुराना वाला ही है जो फटता है एंड ऑल दैट. बट इट्स अ वेरी वंडरफुल बुक from a story point of view, from an art point of view, both. Then a friend of mine had recommended a book which is a horror book, and the setting of the horror book is story में there's racism also going on a very high level. Like it's called Infidel.
Hmm.
So I read it. ये मैंने already पढ़ लिया है. बहुत ही अच्छा था. I would rate it like easily 4.5 out of 5. Like very different from a I would say art point of view also. It's amazing. The interior art.
हम्म.
And story भी बहुत बढ़िया था. And there are two more books. Sorry to kind of go on, but पूरा हॉल ही है ये. This is Joe Sacco का
Hmm.
The Once and Future Riot. It's based on the 2013 मुजफ्फरनगर इंडिया के जो राइट्स हुए थे उसके ऊपर है. बहुत ही अच्छा. अब तो मैंने पूरा पढ़ा नहीं है, बट वेरी वेल थॉट आउट एंड वेल रिटन फ्रॉम वट एवर आई हर्ड. It also goes into the history of how the Hindu-Muslim fights have happened and how miscommunication happens. This happened in 2013 में हुए थे ये riots. तो ये उसके ऊपर है. And he writes stuff about how the Britishers fudged it in such a royal way when they were talking about the partition and everything. they did a very shoddy job of it, which genuinely caused the riots and the killings and all that. Of course, they will never admit it, but they were one of the bigger reasons for which they sowed seeds which kind of kept on blooming. So वैसा premise है उसका. And lastly, One Path, The White King. ये आ गया उसका सेकेंड वाला. दिस इज द फर्स्ट वॉल्यूम, वॉल्यूम 1, जो लास्ट ईयर का मेरा टॉप 3 बुक्स में से एक था. इवन आई हैव रेड दिस, मैंने फिनिश किया. ब्रिलियंट आर्ट, मतलब आर्ट इज सो ग्रेट एंड सो ग्रिटी, वेरी डिफरेंट. अगेन लाइक पॉसिबली वन ऑफ द बेस्ट बुक्स ऑफ दिस ईयर सो फार.
इसमें 2 वॉल्यूम्स में कंप्लीटेड है या तीसरा भी आने
नहीं, आई
वाला
थिंक
है?
4 है शायद. आई स्टिल हैव टू क्रॉस चेक. तो ये फिनिश नहीं हुआ है, मतलब सेकेंड वाले में भी इट्स लाइक थोड़ा सा क्लिफ हैंगरिश जोन में है. तो और एक तो पक्का है, बट somebody was telling me it's a 4, there'll be total of 4 books.
फिर तो इसका ओमनिबस शायद कभी कुछ आने का चांस है,
हाँ,
जब पता होगा.
हाँ पॉसिबली आ सकता है, लाइक omnibus, बट इट्स क्वाइट बिग इन itself. लाइक आई थिंक 200 पेजेस तो है ही. सो अगर 4 आएंगे तो यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट इट टू बी ओवर 650 पेजेस इजीली, अगर ऑमनिबस रिलीज हुआ तो. बिकॉज ये आई थिंक इट इज फ्रॉम मैड केव. मैड केव में बहुत कम ऐसे ऑमनिबसेस आते हैं, बट आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट फ्रॉम जस्ट फ्रॉम अ आर्ट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इट्स सो अमेजिंग. पिक इट अप.
या इट्स इन माय विश लिस्ट. प्राइस का इंतजार कर रहे कि कब
हाँ,
डिस्काउंट बहुत ज्यादा बोला.
आई थिंक अगस्त में शायद आएगा अमेजोन का सेल. एंड उसके पहले कुछ बुक्स वैगन पे भी हो सकता है. तो आई मीन ऑब्वियसली आई एम श्योर यू विल कीप बोथ ऑफ देम in the wish list so that you can keep on tracking.
Recently got a bunch of Valiant trade paperbacks from Valiant
Oh,
Comics, और वहां पर Savage नाम का एक टाइटल है that is also dinosaur oriented, and I bought it just because it's dinosaur oriented and the art is also pretty good. तो जब हॉल वाला वीडियो आएगा, इस बार का हॉल तगड़ा हुआ है, around 25,000 or so rupees का. So there are omnibuses, there are a bunch of trade paperbacks, few rare items, few Indian comics. निंजा नाम का एक कैरेक्टर भी है, उसका भी एक पेपरबैक लिया हूँ. निंजा वर्सेस वैलियंट यूनिवर्स. ऐसा 3-4 है वैलियंट कॉमिक्स. मार्वल, डीसी, आई थिंक स्टार वॉर्स का भी है. ओमनिबस भी है एक आध. तो इट्स गोना बी अ वेरी लॉन्ग वीडियो, बट इट्स गोना बी एंटरटेनिंग नॉनदलेस. इसके तुम बताओ, प्रणय भाई, और हमारा तो हो गया. व्हाट हैव यू परचेज्ड रिसेंटली?
So then I'll show, because I did a today only. I just posted my haul, and I'll show you those as well. But there are 2 books that are yet to come, that will be coming in the few weeks. So I'll just tell you what it is. First, I'm getting Web of Spider-Man 70. That is the first appearance of Spider Hulk. So I picked that one up. Then I picked up this book called Superior Spider-Man issue 16, but it's a variant cover where it is Stanley as Superior Spider-Man, and that was a sketch variant cover. It was a SDCC exclusive cover, so I picked that one up. So these 2 are yet to come; they're on their way. Besides that, what I have so far is I have Batman and Judge Dredd. You can see over here. I think there's a lot of glare, but yeah, Batman and Judge Dredd. So this is a one-shot comic book, and Forbidden Planet is having a signing event with the artist called Simon Bisley. So he did the artwork for this. They're launching a hardcover edition of this very story this year. So to celebrate that, he's coming for a signing. So I'm getting that one signed. Then I have Batman Black and White. So this is part of a 4-issue miniseries where they tell some Batman stories in full noir edition. So Simon Bisley did one of the stories in this. So I'm getting that one also signed, and of course he's very well known for doing Lobo issue 1. So Lobo issue 1, I'm getting signed by him.
the classic cover, Lobo.
Yeah,
Like one of the
yeah.
most popular covers of Lobo.
And now actually there's a facsimile that just came out like a few weeks back of it, but this is the one from 1990, so I'm getting that one signed. Then I picked up
Nice.
this Venom movie comic book. You can see over here.
Okay, this is interesting.
It's a very short story of what happens. It's not even the full story of what happens in the movie, just like a few short pages of the clippings that happen in the movie. But it's obviously a promotional book that Sony gave out when the movie released. But I had been eyeing on this for a very long time, so finally got that. Then Daredevil issue 4, the Stephanie Phillips League Arbet one, but the TV variant. So now it is going to be connected with my Daredevil issue 3 and Punisher 3, which I also want. So just show you that one. So yeah, this was the Daredevil issue 3, and this is
Yeah,
the Punisher issue 3. So all TV variants will
nice.
be next to each other. Now, Absolute Batman 22 that came out this week.
All right.
And finally, this one. It's a facsimile edition of ASM 14, first appearance of Green Goblin and the first encounter between Spider-Man and Hulk.
Oh,
So,
nice,
Okay.
nice.
because if
He,
I decide to, sorry,
you are fully prepared for brand new day.
yeah, I mean, they're marketing it heavy now because Hulk is also there. But I I decided to pick this up because if I decide to pick up the original, that value is in like thousands right now. So it will not be anytime in the foreseeable future. So I thought facsimile से ही अभी तक चला लूंगा क्योंकि first appearance of Green Goblin. Green Goblin is a very big Spider-Man villain, so it will be very expensive right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think also another factor, na, if these villains and their first appearances are that much more valuable because when these books were actually printed, only like a 2 lakh or maybe like 1,80,000, the numbers are very less. And getting those books now is going to be very difficult because there's no reprints, right? So 1960s में print है, वो भी first appearance है, so that becomes that much more expensive and difficult to get. Like that's a
Yeah.
proper collector's item.
इसके अलावा there are some books that I got for you guys like for Pranay bhai, I picked up Absolute Batman from I think I picked up from 20 to 22 right now, and
Yeah.
Absolute Catwoman one is also there. Then of course for Manish bhai I picked up Grant Morrison's Dinosaur versus Aliens and that what was that the other one was the Prince of Baghdad uh,
Mm.
or something like that. And I gave it a read. It was actually pretty nice.
You read both of them?
I read both the books. Both are good, but I like the Prince of Baghdad better क्योंकि Dinosaur versus Aliens का concept अच्छा है, but there's not much content in it. It's only a few pages, so बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है.
So
हाँ,
like,
Prince of
does it
Baghdad
have a
is Pride of Baghdad.
oh,
yeah,
Pride of
I think it's
Baghdad?
yeah.
Pride of Baghdad is a beautiful book. I mean, I loved the Brian K. Vaughan view, and the art
Right.
is so amazing. So amazing. I mean, like Chef's Kiss.
And इसके got it for a good price for me. So, see, 10-700 के आसपास कुछ हुआ था ना?
Something like 700 something it was.
यहाँ पर तो आराम से 1400-1500 का होगा. Like I remember buying
That's
it like ages ago because Brian K. Vaughan के साथ I was in love with his Why the Last Man. फिर उसके बाद he I think made this book and then I think he wrote Saga if I'm not mistaken or maybe while he was writing Saga तभी उसने ये book निकाला था. So and this was like a one shot, so it had to be. I mean, I had to get it, and the art was so phenomenal. Even the whole premise is so amazing. ग्राफिक नॉवेल्स दैट वे ना मतलब आर सो ब्रिलियंट. तुम कैसे अलग अलग चीजों के बारे में लिख सकते हो और उसको इंटरेस्टिंग बना सकते हो और पूरा एक विजुअल वर्ल्ड क्रिएट होता है. दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ इट. लाइक प्राइड ऑफ बगदाद इज अ perfect example of that story about lions who are to be in the city of Baghdad when the US in the 90s raid the city of Baghdad, वैसा. So fantastic stuff.
individual haul videos आने वाला है.
I still have to make
Yeah.
mine, but I'll wait for. I've ordered like some Worthing say single issues, and I think there is still a couple of books which I've ordered are yet to come. So maybe I'll make a June July ka combined haul video. I'd gone to Chennai, and from there I picked up a couple of omnibuses. So I'll add those also as well. Lot of stuff to showcase.
Last thing I wanted to ask was now that the all the covers for ASM 1000 has been released, which cover are you going to go for personally?
For me,
I
it's
am not
Leave
in,
Very Me.
but we both were on the same page. Me and Pranay were कि
Labor
बढ़ने
में
हो
हो,
टेक सके.
labor में. Okay. I'm going for the Steve Ditko cover because that's an unreleased Steve Ditko art, and I think that's the best one out of the whole lot that has come out. So I'll pick up that one. I thought I'll pick up the brand new day version, but the brand new day version was very disappointing, very mid. Even if they had homaged that Todd McFarlane's cover itself and released it for 1,000, that would have sold like crazy. So I don't know why they didn't do that. That's a missed opportunity. But anyways, I'll be going for the Steve Ditko version because it's a classic.
That's a very good choice. Like Steve Ditko अब तक रिलीज नहीं हुआ है तो it's definitely just because of that it's definitely worth getting. But
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
I have already collected a handful of Lee Berrymure's covers, so I'm like might as well. And whatever I saw जो release हुआ था, that one looked the best to me.
I think recently on his story, Liebermeyer posted a Ghost Rider cover that he's working on. It looks so amazing. I don't know which issue and when that will come out, but I will pick up that cover because that Ghost Rider cover looks very well good. It looks very good. And he also did one Amazing Spider-Man artwork where he's homaged AF-15. I don't know when they're releasing that cover, but if they release that, I might pick that one up as well.
He's a very great artist. Actually, he used to do a lot of artwork as well. I think right now, I think he's possibly focusing more on the covers. I would love to see one of his, actually interior art book as well, like Joker and all those
We
things that he used to do earlier.
we got Batman Damned. I think
Yeah,
after that
Noir,
he just
Noil ना
yeah.
बैटमैन नॉयल भी था एक, वो भी बहुत अच्छा था.
No, Damned was the most popular one of his works, especially for Batman's Eggplant.
Yeah,
You do remember the right? All the books were then retracted because Bruce Wayne's ding dong was showing in one of the panels.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you guys very much for joining us on this episode. It was great catching up as we talked about all the incredible series and movies that we saw this year. And like we discussed throughout the channel, there are so much more that's coming. So we'll see if we can catch up and do a more in-depth discussion of some of the movies that are coming later this year. Let us know in the comments if which series, which movie, or which comic book that you enjoyed particularly a lot in 2026. And if you like the video, be sure to hit the like button and share this with your friends. You can subscribe to all of our channels. The links are there in the description. And we will catch you guys next time.